Here's a comedy-centric moment.
And then I moved to Brooklyn thinking, man, in Nova Scotia, I was too black. Like I got punished for tanning. Because I remember my mother saying, as if your dumbass isn't black enough, get the hell out of the sun. And I moved to New York where there's murals everywhere. I'm in Brooklyn, Crown Heights, and and everybody's proud to be black. So I was like, wow, this is going to be great. So I moved there as soon as I finished university, and I was devastated because black people told me that, oh, you don't act black enough. What are you doing wearing a kilt? And I was like, a kilt? This is like high fashion in Nova Scotia. And so like I didn't, so I was treated like an outcast, which it was like I wanted to belong. And I was like, black people are going to accept me because I'm black and I'm happy to be black. And wow, let's do this thing. And, I even studied some of the language for shizzle my nizzles. And so, but yeah, so it wasn't the smooth transition. But the reason I had my dad was the one that called my aunt in Philly and said, this girl got to get out of here, because I was too naive at the time. So 1988, moving to Brooklyn, New York, Crown Heights, from Nova Scotia was like moving from Brigadoon to hell, and so like I hadn't heard of crack. I hadn't, and no one had ever been murdered. So I go to a city where there's like 2 or 3 a day, and so the crime was one thing, but also I was just naive. I was getting mugged almost every day. Like I took homeless people home. I'd never seen homeless people before. Like we'd taken strangers home a lot because Nova Scotia is a tourist town. That's how we make our money. So,
well, isn't that play is based on going away or coming home or whatever? Well,
yeah.
with the 9/11 passengers from the plane.
Yeah, like so Nova Scotians will take you in, like it's at supper time they throw an extra potato in the pot in case somebody comes through town. So wow, I didn't know that you can't really take homeless people home.
So I'm trying to put myself in your head, having come from a similar childhood. I can understand that, but then you go to this place thinking you're going to finally belong somewhere, and you're a square peg again, and it's that had to be devastating. I mean,
it was devastating, and initially, like I was trying to prove that, oh my gosh, I do want to be black. So at one point I decided, I was hanging out at this co-op, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to become a Rastafarian. They're black, Bob Marley, who's cooler than Bob Marley? I'm going to become a Rastafarian. So I started growing dreadlocks and hanging out at this co-op. And I realized that I don't smoke weed and the smell of incense makes me nauseous. And I was like, okay, this is a little
that'll rule out a lot for you.
So I was like, okay. And so then,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm watching TV, BET, because I'm like studying up on my people. I'm watching BET, and this Farrakhan dude is on. And I was like, wow, he's got nothing but black followers. That's it. I'm going to join the Nation of Islam. And so, so I got a Quran and I started reading it. And I was a member of the Nation of Islam for 20 minutes.
What happened?
Oh, too many. I mean, because I was like, whoa, females are second-class citizens all throughout this document, and too many rules. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna. And then the more I talked to the people that told me I wasn't black enough, they didn't even know their history. Like, so my thing is, you can't really tell me that I'm not black enough if you don't even know your own history.